Welcome to the demand forecasting simulation game, where we embark on a thrilling journey into the intricate world of operations management. In this immersive game, you'll step into the shoes of a savvy operations manager, making strategic decisions to predict future customer demand, all in a quest to minimize operations cost. The challenge of the game lies in the fact that customer demand carries uncertainty, i.e., it varies over time, just like in real life. Now, let's move on and demonstrate the game. Before you start playing, a login page may appear where you first have to fill out your basic personal information. Part of this information is used in case you wish to place yourself on the scoreboard. More on this later. After you have logged in, you will see this dashboard comprising two charts. Upper chart shows historical demand quantity, whereas the lower shows your operations cost, comprising revenue loss, which is caused by potential stockouts, and excess cost, which is driven by overstocking. In other words, your task is to create a forecast which balances and minimizes the sum of the two. Initially, the upper chart is initialized with 50 data points, where each data point represents demand for a given time period. In the same chart, there are 50 data points remaining. Your task as an operations planner is to make a forecast about future demand for the remaining period, for instance, in order to allocate sufficient production capacity to meet customer demand. It is up to you as a manager on how to use the historical data so as to estimate future demand. Is there a trend? And if yes, is it likely to continue, or do you expect a trend reversal at some point? To do your forecast, simply enter your forecast demand value per time period in the input field at the bottom of the page and click Submit. The simulation game will then begin, and you will see how actual demand unfolds. Overestimating demand leads to an excess cost of 1 per unit, and underestimating demand implies a revenue loss of 2 per unit, to better reflect a real-life scenario. After completing a round of the game, you will have the option to add your result to the scoreboard, which allows you to benchmark yourself with your peers. This is done by hitting the button Add Results to Scoreboard. If you for some reason don't want to show your score to others, then simply do not press that button. You can still display the scoreboard by pressing the button Go to Scoreboard. You still need to register in order to play the game though. Alright, let's make an attempt here and see how it works. Alright, so what we can observe from the already existing data points here, the first 50 data points, so this comprises our historical data set, so to speak. We can see that the most recent demand was 70. We can also observe that there's some sort of slight positive trend in the data. It also fluctuates, so there's some sort of cyclicality in the data. So moving forward from here, the logic I apply, I use some sort of simple, intuitive interpolation technique here. So I see that there's some sort of slight linear upward trend. So if I, just continue, using my mouse cursor, I would say that, the average, demand will probably end up somewhere around 70. So if I just click the up and down button here, you will see that this pinkish cursor is moving up and down. So I think I'll go with a demand of 70. So I'll just stick to that. And then I hit the submit button. And then let's see how the game plays out. So basically the way it works is that for each period, I just update my forecast. Okay. So considering the cyclicality of the data, I expect that demand will probably, go down in the next period. And yes, indeed it did. So that means that I have here a situation of excess inventory, and you can see that the excess cost curve and the total cost curve in the lower chart are shooting up. So I think demand for the next period will probably be rather low. So I set it to 45, I click submit again, and then step by step, we're moving forward in time. All right, I still stick to 45. Okay, demand is still going down. I think it will probably turn around soon, so I stick to 45. And yes, it's starting to turn upward. Still going down, now I'm going up. Now I forecast demand will continue to rise due to the cyclical nature. And yes, it did. So here it shot up again. In the next period, I forecast it will continue to go up. So I increased my forecast a little bit. All right. And here, yes, indeed it did. And now we can see in the lower chart the three cost curves we have for overstocking, for understocking, and we have the total cost. Okay. So here we can see that we have had, so far in the game, we have had mostly overstocked our inventories. But as I said, it's more costly to experience knockouts due to the order loss and potential revenue loss that comes with that. All right, so now demand is 70. So I forecast demand to start going down. So I lower my forecast a little bit, maybe to 60. Yes, it's going down. Yeah, it's in line with my forecast. So I continue to revise my forecast downward. I set it to 45 and we continue. Yes, it's going down. Yeah, and I revise my forecast further downward to 40. And yes, it's going down. I revise it down further. Yeah. All right. Now it's turning around again. So now I'm a little bit out of sync with real demand. So I increase my forecast to 55. And yes, now it shot up here to roughly 65. I continue to revise my forecast upward again. Yes, it's going up. Yeah. Now it's starting to turn around. So I revised my forecast downward to 60. And it's going down indeed. Continue to revise my forecast downward. And there it shot down. Continue to revise it down further to, say, 35. Yes, indeed, it's coming down here. Now it's probably time to revising it upward again due to the cyclical nature. So I set it to 45. Press submit. And yes, it's going up. Revise it up again. And again. And yes, there it shot up. Continue to revise my forecast up. Okay. Oh, now it's going down. So I'm a little bit behind here. Revise it down further. Set it to 40. And yes, indeed, it's coming down correspondingly. And I keep it there for maybe 1 or 2 periods. And then I start revising it upward again. I set it to 50. And yes, it's coming up accordingly. And then set it to 60. And now it's coming up. All right. And that concludes the game. Once we reach time t equals 100, now I have the option to add my score to the scoreboard. If I'm happy with it, which I do, and then we can press the scoreboard button to go to the scoreboard page and see how it played out. So I got a score of about 450. So let's see if I can find myself here. 400. Yeah, here. So here I find myself with a score of 473. And today's date is 18th of July, 2025. Okay, that's all for this time around. Thanks for watching and see you again next time. Until then, take care and bye-bye.